Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Wednesday, March 27th of 2024. So this weekend coming up is Easter weekend and I just have not had the time to make my Easter wreath. I've got almost everything to make it. I just didn't quite have the time to make it this year. So I'll be making a wreath, but it'll be more like a spring wreath, not an Easter themed wreath. But anyways, I have this lantern here that I'd made for Christmas. I did it last year for the fall and then I redid it for Christmas. And I brought it in the house this morning and this is the nice little candle that I have. This little battery operated candle that I had sitting in there. And it warmed up and now it's all cracked. So I will make sure that not to leave candles outside in the extreme cold that we've had. I wasn't meant to be left out there this whole time. I don't know, I kind of forgot about it, busy doing other things. But I just thought the whole thing just sitting by my front door looked really good. So now I'm going to take this apart. Some of these other snowflakes, they're kind of just falling off. So I'm going to take this apart and do it more for a spring. But I'm going to make it kind of right now more specifically for Easter. And I've got two different crosses here that I've got from the Dollar Tree. These were from Dollar Tree. I think, yeah, these were both from Dollar Tree. So like, I think they were $1.25 or $1.50 each. I don't know. Some of where I live, their prices are going up to $1.50. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the labels off, the little, if I can. I hadn't decided which cross I wanted to use, and I had my scrapbook paper, and I couldn't find the brown. All I have is this gray wood grainer paper. So I'm actually gonna Mod Podge these both onto here. I'm just gonna grab my scissors and cut the string off, and then Mod Podge these onto here. I have my scissors, they're just on the other side of my island. Just got to use my island today. I can't use my craft room table. It's not big enough for this project. So just trying to find which side is more smooth. That's the thing with these dollar store things. Sometimes they're a little more smooth than others. And I'm going to say I like this one's got a lot of discoloration, like I took the sticker off and it's got some other discoloration. This is a really nice back. I like the way that one looks. Same with this one, it's got some little discoloration. This side's got a lot nicer detail. So I'm gonna put the nicer detail to the back. That way if I ever want to reuse it, I've got the nice unfinished cross at the back. So I'm gonna Mod Podge these. I'm putting up the face up, the side I'm going to put down on the paper. Just deciding which ones. Okay, there we go. So now I've got my Mod Podge here. Oops. Make sure I got this paper going the right direction. Let's see. Put these crosses here so I can get both of them to fit on the one piece. I'm trying to figure out how I can get them both on here. And using up, I'll leave the least amount of waste paper. Hi, baby kitty. Like that. I'm just going to put the Mod Podge directly on here and then put the paper over top. Just really want to make sure that the glue is right to the edge. like I said, I hadn't decided which of the two crosses I liked best. So I thought, well, if I just Mod Podge the paper on both of them, and then I can decide when they're dry which one fits better, which one I like better. And I'm almost out of Mod Podge. Or at least out of this one. My other one, I'm not sure where it is. I knew I had a newer jar that's almost full, and I'm not sure where it is, but I haven't done a lot of Mod Podge lately, so that's okay. Again, I just want to make sure I got my grain going the right direction. I'm just going to let these dry. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to clean up the glue I spilt, put these to the side so they can dry. I'm just going to put something on top of these so they've got some weight. And then I'm going to start taking the lantern apart. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking this apart. I'm going to start with the little birds. They just clipped in. I've had these birds quite a few years. They were from the dollar store. I don't know if Dollar Tree, Dollarama, I don't know, but they were some Christmas ones. I've had these for, I say, probably 4 or 5 years now. There's more of the snowflakes. They're just kind of falling out. And then again, I didn't glue these in, these flowers. Some of them I cut, some of them I just bent so I can have varying heights for different things. So I don't always like to cut all my florals down. If I have to, I will, but I like to be able to keep them and so I can always reuse them. And these I had bought secondhand, and the white ones were badly stained when I bought them. I didn't realize how badly stained they were. But when you put them all together, you can kind of hide some of this stained stuff behind them, or try to put them more to the center or to the back where they're less noticeable. But again, I bought these quite a few years ago at a secondhand store. So. Take this out. This is just a piece of floral foam. And it's kind of got this burlap, and I've glued it and I even pinned it into place so I can easily take this apart and reuse the floral foam anytime I need it to. And the rest of this is just some burlap ribbon that I just kind of hot glued around the outside. I'm just gonna go around and just peel off the hot glue. Again, it's just those things, just a little bit of hot glue and ribbon and these little decorative snowflakes from the dollar store. And just remove the go from the top as well, and same with this. This is just a little piece of this decorative material. Look at that. And again, it was just hot glued in a few places, so I can easily take it off and be able to reuse it. So now I'm just going to go around the inside and outside and take off all the bits of hot glue, and then I'm going to wipe this down inside where all the glitter and stuff is stuck, and give it a good wash, because when it's been sitting outside for several months, so it is kind of dusty, and when it's this kind of little bit dusty, it's going to be hard for the hot glue to stick to this properly. So I'm just going to go and clean this off, and then I will be right back. I'm just moving my camera on the other side of my island because the sun changed direction. Now I just got this glare in on my camera when I was trying to film. So I got the two crosses finished. So I took my X-Acto knife. I mean, I don't always film everything I did, but from the back side, I took my X-Acto knife and I just trimmed around. And then from the front, I just took an emery board and I just went around all the edges. I haven't done my top coat of Mod Podge yet, but when I did this, I get this nice white edge on here, and I really love the way this looks. So you just want to go from the top down so you don't scratch it. Now I have got a few places where I do sometimes, the paper gets stuck and I pull on it, and I did lift it up and it kind of got a little bit of a spot here and there. I think this one, yeah, I've got a few along here. Coming around when I was trying to use the X-Acto knife, wasn't quite straight. I mean, these are from the dollar store, so they're not perfectly even. I usually try to cut my paper out before I glue them on, but today I didn't do that way. But I'm just gonna go down, and I get this nice white edge. And then I wasn't sure which of the two crosses I liked. I love them both. But when I had finished the one and I just laid it on top here to stack them, I love the way it looks when them stacked. It makes the one cross, it gives like a lot more detail, just like that. And I love the little bit of the white on this top cross. It kind of gives it that really like 3D effect. I mean, I know it is 3D because it's the two crosses laying on top of each other, but you get that really cool 3D effect. So I decided, if I can find my paint, out of my way, I've got my paint and paintbrush on the other side of my island, that since I really liked the white and I just want the white to really show up, I'm gonna flip this over. I'm not gonna paint the back, but I just wanna paint this whole edge around both these, but I'm gonna paint from the back side. That way I get less paint on the front. I don't know how long it's been since I've used this paint. This is just from the dollar store. I don't know if this is from Dollarama or Dollar Tree. I think it was Dollar Tree. A little too much paint there. So I'm just gonna paint from and these brushes are also from the dollar store. Again, I think this one, it might be from Dollar Tree, I'm not sure. But I think if I just paint there, it's just gonna give that extra little effect that I need. So when they are sitting on top of each other. So I will paint this in a little bit, but I'm going to, it's going to take a couple coats, but you can see the difference when it's the unfinished to the white. I just like that. So I'm going to set those aside because I will paint those because it's going to need some time to dry. So I figure I might as well do the other step. Pull my cut paper out of my way. So I did take my lantern and I actually did wash it because it was all dusty and dirty and it was covered in the glitter. It's still got a few pieces of hot glue strings still stuck here and there, but I've got most of it off. And like I said, for the base of it, it was it's the styrofoam, the floral foam, that's what it is. And I've got two pieces here, one's a little smaller, one's a little bit bigger. I have them pinned together or hot glued together, and then I've got this burlap pinned and glued around. So this will fit, but I'm going to do something really neat, and when I thought of this this morning, it was like, that is such an awesome idea. I've never seen anybody do anything like this before. I mean, so this is the floral foam that I have, and it usually just sits in here. I've got it measured so it fits perfectly, but I'm gonna flip it upside down. I'm gonna take this other burlap ribbon off in a second, but if I put it upside down, and then I said the cross is gonna go in here, should be enough. Yes, right here, there should be enough, just enough space here. The cross will fit in here. But to cover this base, I have a couple sheets of this scrapbook paper that looks like rock. So I already measured and kind of cut. I was just trying to play around and see how it would work or how it would fit. So I took this and I just kind of took my scrapbook paper and I just folded it and kind of creased where I needed it to fit. Then I just flipped it upside down and I just kind of folded all four sides, and then I just cut one little slit on each of the four sides. Now I'm going to take this ribbon here off just so it's less layers. Oops, there's a pin. Stick these pins all back in here. Like I said, I just used little push pins in here, just kind of made it easy for when I was doing this. And then I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to fold together. Like that, so it's kind of like a half a box. I'm just going to take my glue gun here. I'm just going to put a little strip of glue. Just glue each one of these together. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. So I'm just gonna glue all four of these sides to kind of together. I'm using hot glue because I don't know where my other glue or tape is at the moment. Everything is just not where I can reach it all. And I didn't quite get this perfectly, level. So I'm just gonna. I didn't center this perfectly. I don't think that mattered, so I'm just going to put this in here so it fits in like that. And bring this back over. Now I've got this nice looking, oh, this one was a little bit longer. I'm going to put the longer side to the front. Let's get this all in here. It's supposed to fit. Doesn't want to go down, I don't know. There we go. See, now I got this nice base. Now it looks like I've got a nice rock base. Just gotta push that down a little more. like that. This one back right here. There. And like I said, when I get the crosses will come into the front. So now I'm just going to go and paint these sides of the crosses, and when they are dry, I'll be back to finish assembling the rest of the lantern. Okay, I'm back. I've got the white painted around the edge of both of my crosses. It took about 4 coats of this white paint. Okay, so it's just this cheap stuff from Dollar Tree. Yeah, this is just the tempera paint. That's all I could find in white. My other little mini tubes, I don't have any white in my other acrylics, and so if I knew I was gonna paint, I would have spray painted these white, and then I wouldn't have had to spend all the time trying to paint with this tempera paint. But you know, it's good enough. So now I've got my 2 crosses, and I'm gonna actually glue them together. Just gonna use my hot glue. Line these up. Really like I said, I liked both the crosses. I wasn't sure which cross I was gonna use, and then when I had them, when I finished Mod Podging them, they were just I just stacked them just so they'd be out of my way, and then I liked the way it looked. So that's the finished. Just 2 crosses are glued together. Might need a little more glue in a few spots, but I'm just gonna let this hot glue dry. And then I'm going to come back to the rest of the lantern. Now I already cut out my 2 pieces of this fabric stuff, what's it called? Yeah, it's just colored fabric. So it's polyester, but it's this sheer fabric, and I had 2 colors. I have it in the pink and the purple, and I didn't know which one I liked, but I like the idea of the 2 overlapping. You get this really nice effect. So that's what I did. So I've just measured and cut out 2 pieces of this fabric, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and it's going to give me that really nice shimmering effect. I'm just trying to figure out which way I like it, if I want the pink on top or the purple on top. They're both really quite sheer, and so you just kind of get this effect. I think I'm going to put the purple on top only because it is a little bit lighter than the pink. And the lantern back over here, take this off. I'm just gonna set my lantern down. I'm just gonna put a strip of hot glue, another glue stick here. Put the hot glue in there. Grab my material here. I'm just going to put the purple one down first. A little more glue up here. This thing, I'm just going to glue it in. This sometimes happens. strip of glue. And then the last one. I think I pulled it and I pulled this one off. It's okay. Just get some more glue in there, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other piece of fabric. Something happened here. Glue the last one back in place. I don't know, I did something with this purple one. Pulled it crooked. Cut it. Maybe I cut it too small. Okay, well, I gotta fix this last row I just did. Something happened here. So I've got them glued crooked with the purple one. I'm just gonna recut my pieces. This is this type of material. Just be too small to use now. Or I'm gonna have to fix that. So I'm just gonna recut my fabric here. grab my tape measure. Okay. I had this already cut and measured, and then I glued it crooked, and so I'm gonna have to re-measure. So I need it to go from the inside. I'm measuring the outside just so I have a little bit more to work with. Come around. Need about 25 inches. Height-wise, because that was my other problem, was I didn't cut it the right size for what I needed inside here. About 11 inches high. Let's see. And this is 18. Fold this in half. Let's see, will half work? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm just gonna fold this kind of in half. So I've got my two pieces like this. I'm gonna kind of fold them in half. I'm gonna work with this as like 4 pieces. Or 4 strips, and I'm going to use it as 1 strip, and it's just so thin to work with. The glue just goes right through all these levels. Start here. Oops. It was working, and then something happened again. I think I'm just not pulling all my hairs tight enough. not working the way I wanted it to. Really. It was working, and then I don't know what happened when I had to flip it on its side, and then everything just kind of came unraveled. And now my layers are just not staying together. The glue is not sticking to the metal. A few of these spots on the back here. And then I'm going to put this in place, just the front. I think it works better if I put a little glue to hold this back up. Okay, I'm going to put the foam in place. That, and then I've got my little paper here. I fold it and kind of glued to make it look like, you know, top of the box. I'm going to put this on top of the foam. Back's a little bit messy, but that's okay. You're not really going to see the back. And then I have this pack here of this different moss. It's got some colors in here. I just thought I'd kind of give it a touch in here. Now, I did buy this at the Dollarama for $5. I bought this because I've never seen this purple moss. Break this apart so I can kind of get this different shades of this purple moss. Don't really want the brown stuff. I do like this bright green. This is a grass. I do like this one. I'm going to put this here. Just spread it apart. like these different purple mosses. I'm going to stick some here and here and a piece in here. I think that's all I'm going to use for the moss. Got moss and dirt. Other things. I'm just going to set the moss aside. Excuse me, 1 second. Well, I'm not going to glue the moss in. Sometimes I do, but I'm not going to for this. I'm going to put the cross is going to go right here. It almost fits. I don't even have to glue it in, I think, because the almost popped in like that. So I got the cross in place where I'm going to put the cross, but I've also got my strand of lights here, which, okay, I guess the batteries did die. Oh, can't get it off. This one has a little screw holding the batteries in place. I didn't realize that. So I will get my little screwdriver and do that. But I also wanted to make a thing that says he is risen on here. And I've got this burlap type ribbon from Dollar, it was from Dollar, no, this was from Dollarama. I think it was about $2 for this. Just want to make it a nice little. Take a few of these off so I can kind of get the edge frayed. A little crooked. Just a little long. So I'm just going to write "He is risen" in a black marker and grab my screwdriver, and then I'll be right back. I got the batteries on my little fairy lights changed, and I got my little sign "He is risen" on the cross. So I'm just going to put the battery pack in here. I'm going to just a little bit. Glue the battery pack. I'm going to glue the battery pack to the back of the cross. I'm just going to glue. Don't touch the metal tip of the glue gun. It is hot. Okay. So I'm going to turn it on. And I'm just going to wire the lights around the cross. And now with the battery pack, it's not going to fit, but I had an idea for that. I'm just going to go grab popsicle stick and just attach it behind the I don't know, arms of the cross, I guess. So I'll be right back. Actually, I don't have popsicle sticks, but I have these bamboo forks from like, I think McDonald's. Then all I need to do is just make one score line, and it just snaps pretty much right off. I guess I can just cut the rest of that one off. I just have to hold this for a few minutes for the glue to dry. So I'll be back when this is dried and I've got it set up where it's going to be displayed. Okay, so it just sits here on my front step. I'm just going to turn the lights off just because you can't. There we go. So that is my little Easter lantern display. There's a bunch of angry crows out there right now. They're fighting each other over one specific tree. I'm just coming in because I don't want them to start sweeping at me. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.